Hello, Mr. Lee. Today I'm going to talk about the advantage of assessment and the advantage of diagnostic tests, and my classmate Marisela will talk about the disadvantage of assessment and disadvantage of diagnostic tests. I will start with the explanation and then my classmate Marisela. Okay, I will start explaining the advantage of assessment. The first, measures learning progress. Assessment provides insight into how well students are understanding and retaining the material over time. And the first, and the second is promote accountability. Both teachers and students are held accountable for learning outcomes, which can encourage more focused study and teaching strategies, and that there is encourage reflective teaching, and regular assessment enable teachers to reflect on the effectiveness of their instructional method and make adjustments needed, and therefore is motivate students. Frequent assessment keep students engaged and encourage continuous learning rather than last minute cramming. And 5, provide feedback. Assessment offer constructive feedback to students, helping them understand what they are doing and well and where they need to improve. The 6, prepare for future testing. Regular assessment practice familiarize students with test taking strategies with is beneficial for exams they may face in the future. Now I will explain the advantage of diagnostic tests. The first is identify individual learning needs, and diagnostic tests provide a detailed view of each student's strengths and weakness, helping tailor learning plans. The second is guide curriculum planning by identifying areas where students struggle. Diagnostic that help educators design curriculum elements that target this need, and there are very important in diagnostic tests. The tier is supports early intervention. Diagnostic issues usually allow for prompt intervention, such as extra tutorial or special accommodation to prevent future learning gaps. And the fourth, enhance confidence. Diagnostic tests help place students in the appropriate skill level, reducing frustration and building confidence. And the facts reduce waste time. Knowing a student's ability upfront help avoid teaching material they already mastered, allowing for a more efficient and focused learning experience. And the last is facilitates goal setting, which a clear understanding of their starting point. Students can set specific realistic goals for improvement, which both motivation and engagement. In some, both assessment and diagnostic tests mm, play essential roles in creating an effective student-centered learning environment that promotes growth and supports each learner's unique path. There are some advantages of assessment and uh, the diagnostic test that very important for to evaluate students and another things. My partner will continue explaining what are the disadvantage of assessment and the disadvantage of diagnostic test.
Hello teacher, I am Lisbeth Reyes. I'm going to talk about some of the disadvantage of diagnostic tests in the English language teaching, especially when the dealing with the student with the different level in the learning style. The first one is level of personalization fits at improved disadvantage in the last. Under personalization, most diagnostic tests are standardized and not designed to adapt the individual characteristics in each other student. This may that will the test give is a general idea in the group level. They not don't always capture the specific strength, the areas for improvement of each student. For example, a student might have advanced vocabulary comprehension but struggle with the grammar. However, and the standards they test may not clear. Capture this different leading to less acquired vocabulary or evaluation. The implication there are in the teaching may make decisions based on incomplete data, which affect lesson planning and the effective training in the each student progress. The second one is anxiety in a student is I want the mention in the anxiety that a test in cause a student. Often a student see diagnostic test as a definitive assessment or the ability we can create a love of the precious. This anxiety can impact they prefer on the test, and the result may not truly reflect their ability. For example, a student who usually perform well in class may feel some nervous during the test that their response don't really show that they know. This also affects the classroom atmosphere, and a student may start to view English learning and stressful and imitating rather than not enriching. It's important teacher to be right in the implementation and try to minimize the stress associated with the test. The, the, the number three is limited assessment of communicative skill. Lastly, diagnostic tests often have an important limitation. They tend to focus on grammar and vocabulary knowledge in a isolation and insulation. I don't always assess communicative skill like pronunciation and intonation. In English teaching, these skills are essential, especially in the communicative approach. This means that a student might know and the grammar and vocabulary, but still have difficult communication effectively. The implication there is that if we base of assessment on the test. We may understand me or overlook a student need in the term of communicative skill which impair their progress and in the language. In conclusion, while diagnostic tests give you an essential information but a student we need to consider their limitation regarding personalization, their emotional impact in student in the limitation, focus and communicative skill. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you to information help you reflecting if you using in assessment in a classroom is very important because have the new knowledge and to explain the feeling with the student and you help the assessment is crucial in the classroom